Androstopia said that diversity is the mix, inclusion is making the mix works. In today's presentation, my group will be sharing with you more about diversity and inclusion at the workplace. I'm Jiashen. I will be sharing with you more about our chosen company and the values behind the company, followed by Irene, Joshua, and Austin, who will talk about the company strategy and initiative part, where you will get to know more about the company's actions and plans towards creating a conducive yet respectful working environment. And moving on to the part 2 of the presentation, Justin will take over to share about the element of diversity and setting goals and measuring success. After that, Chloe will talk about the strategy of success, where she will be presenting different ways of managing diversity and inclusion at the workplace. Lastly, I will take over once again to share with you guys our group learning reflection. So without further ado, let's get started. The company we have chosen is Sony Group Corporation. Sony Corporation is the company responsible for Sony Group electronic product and solution business. Sony is an electronic manufacturer that has gone above many other electronic companies. One of the most well-known products of Sony is their PlayStation game console. However, today we are not focusing on their products, but on how their companies handle diversity and inclusion in the workplace. Sony mission statements toward diversity and inclusion is diversity, equity, and inclusion drive motivations. In Sony, firstly, they believe respecting employees with diverse background is the key point of success, and perspective stimulates innovations and drive the creations of social value. Secondly, to continue to grow as a team of individuals with one goal, to fill the world with emotions. From this, we can see that Sony focuses a lot on diversity with inclusion. With this, I'll pass the time now to Irene.
Sony embraces diversity as a key management strategy and respects the individuality of each employee and encourages them to inspire each other through ongoing dialogue. And they believe that this will create new value and drive further growth for the company. Hence, now I'll be talking about one of the company's strategies. One of their strategies is to promote the participation of female employees and for them to thrive in the workplace. Hence, there are many efforts by the company to promote diversity and ensure that women account for a certain percentage of position in the company. In addition, they want to foster a workplace culture that is comfortable for both men and women. It is recorded that in Japan, Sony is implementing various proactive measures to recruit, develop, and promote women with a view to increase the percentage of women in management positions to 10% across the Sony Group and 15% at Sony Corporation by the end of fiscal 2020. Therefore, with this strategy to promote the participation of female employees in mind, they aim to achieve two things. Firstly, increase the ratio of women in managerial posts to over 20% by the end of financial year 2025. Secondly, the combined utilization rate of childcare and parental leave for both men and women should reach 100% by the end of financial year 2025, and the average for men should be at least 10 days. Thus, the company has adopted various plans and initiatives in order to achieve this. Now I'll pass the time to Joshua.
For my part, I'll be talking about the first company initiative. Sony partners with organizations and hosts employee programs to foster advancement in its female employee population. Sony's female leaders take advantage of more than 75 of Athena's annual leadership development programs, which include things such as peer-to-peer mentoring and market research, while also celebrating extraordinary women's leadership in tech. Women's Unlimited provides leadership and professional development training to female employees. Women's Unlimited ensures that high-potential women, their managers, and their corporate leadership have a unified approach to achieving and exceeding corporate goals. Sony offers a host of employee programs designed to foster advancement for its female employee population to enhance their career development. Women of Action, Vision and Empowerment, which offers opportunities for professional growth through leadership development, Mentoring and Networking for Women at Sony. The program is committed to fostering diversity and empowerment in the workplace and continually seeks to innovate and improve themselves, the workplace, and the community around. Sony also gives employees an opportunity to make a difference in their communities and help future generations of women in technology through mentoring and educational programs like Girls Who Code, who encourages girls to enter STEM fields one class at a time. The program offers free after-school programs for 3rd to 5th and 6th to 12th grade girls to join Sony's sisterhood of supportive peers and role models who use computer science to change the world. Here are some statistics that support Sony on why they think that having more women in leadership is important. Companies with the highest representation of women in senior management teams experience a higher return on equity than companies with the lowest representation of women. Women in leadership roles increase the return on equity by 35% and total return to shareholders by 34%. Fortune 500 companies that have at least 3 women on their board of directors increase the sales by 42%, increase return on investment by 66%, and experience a return on equity of 53%. Additionally, boards with a higher than average percentage of women outperform those with fewer than 36%. Now I'll be talking about the metrics. By partnering with organizations and hosting these programs, Sony strives to level the playing field with equal policies and making it a priority to develop and elevate its talented pool of female employees to senior management and board positions with their goal of increasing the ratio of women in managerial roles to over 20% by the end of 2025. Now I'll pass the time to Austin, who will talk about the second company initiative.
Now I'll be talking about my part, which will be the second company initiative. This initiative would be the Symphony Plan. The Symphony Plan is a plan that encourages employees to take leave for pregnancy, childbirth, parenting, nursing care, and last but not least, treatment of illness, such as cancer. This is to ensure that an employee has a healthy work-life balance while working at Sony. So now I'll be talking about the Symphony Plan, which is its scheme. This is basically the brains behind the whole entire Symphony Plan. The Symphony Plan includes a design plan tailored to each employee's situation. As you can see from the chart, there are mainly 4 schemes which an employee could choose from. The first scheme would be infertility treatment, followed by childcare, general care, and illness, mainly cancer. This is further split up into sections such as vacation and working. As you can see, all the schemes are given the benefits of vacation, such as life vacation, use of paid leave in hourly units, and accumulated leave. While for working, most of the schemes enjoy the benefits such as reduced working hours, flexible timing, and leave of absence. The only scheme that does not receive funding would be the illness scheme. So now I'll be moving on to the matrix of the second company initiative. The Symphony Plan aims to have 100% males to take parental leave when necessary from 2020 onwards. It has also implemented a financial support scheme which supplements 50% of the employee's salary on leave for the caregiver scheme. Now I'll be talking about how effective is the Symphony Plan. The Symphony Plan allows employees to work to their full potential by providing support to the individual, due to the schemes that I have shown from my previous slides. This has shown to boost employees' willingness to work as well as increase morale in the company. This can be very beneficial for the company as it can increase efficient workflow as well as increase the economy of a company such as Sony. It also increases inclusion in the company, as the employee would be given the impression that the company cares for them, therefore increasing inclusion in the company. And last but not least, it raises awareness that a healthy work-life balance is not only important to the individual, but to the company.
We have identified racial diversity as the element that the company should focus on. A research that was conducted in 2019 showed that minorities in Singapore perceived discriminatory treatment at work, with 60% of Malays and 56% of Indians experiencing this, compared to only 37% of Chinese. So this number has actually increased compared to 5 years ago, showing that this trend of racial discrimination in the workplace is not declining and is still very much a problem in Singapore. There are multiple benefits to tackling racial diversity in the workplace. For example, at Hans Food and Beverage Private Limited, who now prides themselves for being a multiracial and multinational workplace environment, they started diversifying their workforce in 2006 by ensuring that teams were well diversified and comprising of employees across different races and religions. Employees of different profiles had different strengths and attributes, which allowed them to learn from each other. They also started practicing an open door policy where employees are encouraged to raise concerns or challenges at work. After tackling racial diversity, within 3 years, Hans reaped many benefits, such as worker productivity increasing by 40%, their net earnings per wage more than doubled, they experienced low staff absenteeism, and their turnover rate dropping fivefold. Our goal is to reduce, if unable to eliminate, racial discrimination in the workplace. We will be measuring our success by using the rank method metric, where workers will be asked to respond to and rank whether they have felt or experienced racial discrimination in the workplace, from never, rarely, sometimes, or often.
The strategy I will be talking about is celebrating all religions and cultures. This can improve and increase cultural diversity and celebration within the workplace. Celebrating religions and cultures at work shares histories, encourages learning, connects communities, and develops a sense of true belonging. According to the SHRM 2007 State of Workplace Diversity Management Survey report, creating a work environment or culture that allows everyone to contribute all that they can to an organization was reported by diversity practitioners as one of the extremely important. Why is celebrating religions and cultures important? Firstly, lesser turnover rate. As the focus on diversity and inclusion in the workplace grows, so does the visibility of faith in the workplace. When the organization values align with those of its employees, there's a positive impact on employee and customer loyalty, productivity, and customer satisfaction. This study found that employees' morale, retention, and loyalty are most affected when organizations grant accommodation to their employees. Secondly, inspire creative and innovation. If everyone acts and thinks alike, you're likely to see the same old when it comes to approaches to products, distribution, marketing, management, and sales. However, when several people approach problems and challenges from varied perspectives, you'll discover more creative solutions. Lastly, better financial results. Numerous studies have found that companies with diverse teams are more profitable than homogeneous businesses. A 2015 McKinsey report on public companies noted that those with the most ethnic and racial diversity in their management were 35% more likely to be financially successful. A survey conducted by Gallup poll showed that 70% of Singaporeans see religion to be particularly important in their daily lives. With so much of the population seeing religion to be important, companies should start making an effort to accept and celebrate religion and all cultures. There are 3 methods that can be used to start cultivating, celebrating religion and culture. Firstly, offer flexible holiday time off. Set a number of holiday time off hours for employees to use to their discretion throughout the year. Secondly, provide floating holidays. This is granted to an employee to use at their discretion or any culture or religious holidays. Lastly, Theme Celebration Month. Host monthly theme events for various cultures and demographics. For example, if employees do want to share their holidays with the organization, companies should support them with a budget, time to prepare, and acknowledgement of their efforts made. This can increase understanding of cultural diversities and behaviors in the workplace. Monthly team events can include LGBT Month, Black History Month, etc. There are a few possible results of celebrating all religions and cultures. They are both positive and negative, and I'll start with the positive. Firstly, building cultural awareness. While homogeneous groups may naturally get along better in an increasingly diverse world, cross-cultural understanding creates a better working environment and a better world. Secondly, overcome stereotypes. When a company celebrates all cultures and religion, stereotypes can be easily broken or clarified. This helps to prevent misunderstanding between employees. Lastly, encourages unity. As employees start fostering good relationships based on respect and understanding each other, employees will start to feel more united. A negative aspect will be short-term cost outlay. For example, if you have employees who are practicing Muslims, you'll need to give them time and space for daily prayer. Transgender employees may need their own bathrooms. As employees become more diverse, companies may face associated costs. A successful case would be Intel. Intel has been a star in the technology world for nearly half a century, and one of its secrets to its success is a little more spiritual than we might have guessed. The goal of Graham's Foundation is to push more companies to acknowledge and even celebrate their employees' religious identities. One way that they work towards achieving this is by handing out awards to business leaders who are modeling the right approach towards faith. In a recorded message that was played on Business and Religion this week, the CEO highlights the competitive advantage that comes from building a culture that celebrates personal faith alongside other employee traits. At Intel, workers are free to bring their entire self to the office. Intel puts itself in the position in part by enabling employees to form resource groups based on religion.
As a group, we have gained much knowledge along the way. Through this project, we have concluded 3 main learning points. Firstly, diversity and inclusion provide a conducive yet enjoyable working environment. Along the way, Joshua had mentioned that creating a workplace where the employees feel comfortable is essential for the growth of the company. Secondly, strategy helps to better boost employee engagement and trust, which is beneficial to the employees' mental health. Lastly, stronger business results and profits. Where there is a respectful working environment, employees will be able to contribute better in their work, which brings benefits to the company. With this, we have come to the end of our presentation. Thank you.